You are listening to Abstractions at Glow, featuring me, Avon. Today's episode, we will cover snow, conventions, jobs and pay scale, fuck the rich, and random facts. All right, so I know I only did 3 episodes and then I stopped for a while because, well, I was moving. I mean, it's as easy as that. I was changing locations and I got surgery on my throat for reasons. And yeah, I just wanted to take some time off. I did 14 episodes of First Drafts at Glow. I'm going to start that up again really soon. And I thought it was time to start this podcast up again before doing First Drafts at Glow, just to kind of get me in the mood, so to speak. Just before I started recording, I was supposed to have a co-host for today's episode, but he just sent me a message saying that he was feeling under the weather. So I hope you get better, dude. And I hope I can get you for next week's episode. Okay. Here we go. This is our first topic today is going to be snow. Now, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and in Portland, Oregon, apparently, I haven't been here but for just a few years, but apparently it doesn't really snow in the same way that, people think of snow. You see, I'm used to snow from like Detroit, where, it snows and that shit's all over the place. The snow plows would come by creating these giant snowbanks, and it was just nightmarish at times. You'd have to shovel your sidewalk, if you lived in a house, or you had to trudge through the crap if you were in an apartment building or something, because who else? Who's going to do that in an apartment? Like, literally nobody. But I got used to it, and in that time of my life, I was a cigarette smoker, so I learned how to hotbox, and it was pretty intense, inhaling and exhaling as you inhale. You could get like an entire cigarette down in like 2.5, 3 minutes. It's ridiculous. It stung like nobody's business. It was crazy. So it snowed here recently, and I'll tell you what, I looked outside and I was like, this is Detroit. This looks exactly, and it smells like, it's amazing, the snow, how it smells. Like, it's kind of flurried here before, but I'm slightly elevated from a lot of people I know. We're on a giant hill. I thought it was a mountain, but I was quickly corrected and told it's a hill, even though it is a tall hill. To me, that's a mountain. I guess I lived in Florida and Georgia too long that, like anything over 50 feet, 100 feet, it's reaching mountain levels, but no, it's a hill. And that's fine. But it was like 5 inches, and that's like, whoa. My girlfriend had to call out of work, and they even told her to not bother coming in tomorrow because, the roads are just like covered in ice, and it seems the only roads that are clear are the ones around hospitals and major throughways. So all of our little hillside roads, not so much. So you have to think it's kind of redonk. I don't even want to go outside. It's just it is too effing cold, let me tell you. I am so not used to the cold the same way I used to be. I used to be able to, go out in shorts and a short sleeve t-shirt and, smoke a cigarette, maybe drink a beer or something. I don't know if it's sobriety or if it's age or if it's a mixture of the two or maybe even hormones. Because, I'm over a year on HRT and there have been a lot of changes. Let me tell you, just a lot of changes. And I, it's real. I get cold more often. I think I was having hot flashes a week or two ago. I don't know why or how that works, but I was like sweating, like it was the middle of the summer, and I barely had any covers on. And we have cold nights here. Even if it doesn't snow, it gets pretty cold, pretty chilly. Um, so yeah, it's kind of nice to hit that nostalgia punch, to see the snow. I also live with two cats, and one of them kind of played at wanting to go outside, and he quickly changed his mind. So he was enjoying the sun rays until I had to close the blinds because it would have um, washed out the video that I'm recording right now. Um, and you gotta have subtle lighting. If it's too bright, it's too much. I kind of want it to be darker, but I think I'm just gonna have to record later in the day in order to achieve that, because this is, my previous situation. I could black everything out, turn out all the lights, and only have the lighting um, I wanted. Here, there's so many windows, and it's something else. But there's a lot of nice scenery. Before, all I really had to look at was a parking lot and a vet's. And there was this giant hedge, like that was about 2 stories high. That was what I could see from my old place. Here, I can see houses for quite a while. Nice little kind of uh, neighborhood area. And then there's like mountains in the distance. I can kind of see Mount Hood. I think I see Mount Hood. I don't know. I see it a lot when going out, which I don't go out very often. But um, that might as well segue into our second um, topic today, which is conventions. Now, in Portland, this past weekend, we had Fan Expo 23. Um, and I went on Saturday. I even if it would have been an option, I still wouldn't have gone all 3 days. I still have pretty significant social anxiety. So, spending 3 days around a few thousand people, no, thank you. Unsubscribe. Yeah, so it was awesome. It's been a very long time since I've done something like that, especially since the pandemic started. Um, it was awesome. I got to see Gates McFadden, or McFadden. I'm not sure. Jonathan Frakes, Brent Spiner, Ming-Na Wen, Anson Mount, Ethan Peck. I miss Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi. I kind of saw Ron Perlman from a distance, but the line to get to him was redonk, and like waiting in line would mean I'd have to pay $50 to get a signature or something. And I like Ron, I like you, dude, but no, thank you. I did get inspired to get Brent Spiner's audiobook, fan fiction. Is it called fan fiction? I think it is. Um, him and Jonathan Frakes and Gates all kind of plugged that um, while they were on stage while talking about random stuff. Brent Spiner was also imitating Patrick Stewart quite a bit, like he do. And then after that, Ming-Na Wen was talking about like being in Agents of Shield and being what's the character in Book of Boba Fett? I don't know what her name is in that. I really liked Book of Boba Fett. I don't I people keep saying it's the worst, but like, dude, I thought it was great. Like it was that slow burn kind of novel feel that I think is missing from Star Trek. But anyways, I don't want to get too far. Um, she was just delightful, and it's just amazing how energetic, fit, and excited she is. Um, at her age, like she's just in it. She's still in it. She's still like here for the fans and here to have fun. And it gave me life. It really gave me life. Then seeing Anson Mount and Ethan Peck was, yes, I got to meet Pike and Spock. That is so cool. I waited in line and asked them a question about like expectations for character interactions and how that might have changed, and I was super nervous, so I repeated myself like twice. Um, Anson was very kind of baffled at the question. He wasn't really sure how to answer it, so he said that he just came in. Reading the script and just did what the script said. Ethan Peck, he was more about getting a feel for the people and stuff like that. I can't remember exactly what he said because my goodness, that is a pretty boy. That is a pretty boy. Ethan Peck, you are a pretty boy. Yeah. I was that space cat with the red mask that got a selfie from you Saturday night. If you're listening, live long and prosper. And yeah, like, okay, so I also got a selfie with him later that night. Nobody else was in line. Some woman was just sitting there talking to him. I don't know what she was talking about. But I was like, signature on a picture or a selfie. I went for the selfie. Like what a picture, a signed picture. Like, okay, I could always buy one of those. Doesn't matter if it's real or not. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that there's people out there that are forging actor signatures on production photos for TV shows or headshots or whatever. But I have a Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who signed picture. Has a little foil sticker and a certificate of authenticity, which is cool. But I would have much rather have met her, but I live in the States, and Doctor Who conventions don't come over to the States very often, and Doctor Who performers, actors don't come to United States conventions very often. And if they do, it's conventions like at New York or San Francisco, which are extraordinarily hard to attend because of the cost and the speed at which the tickets tend to sell. So, yeah, I opted for a picture. He is a delightful man. He has a very kind way about him. Like he looks you in the eyes, he talks to you, he's there with you while you're talking to him. Made me feel real special, and I was kind of starstruck, and also just kind of like, fanning myself, inside because that is a pretty boy. I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but um, all in all, the convention was pretty great. I have to say I was a little disappointed in the kind of Ren Fair junk stands that were at the convention. Like I wanted there to be more, collectible comic, movie stuff that you don't normally see out in the world, or that's just like the kind of stuff that only like hardcore fans would be really into. And there were far too many stands that had Funko Pops. And do not get me wrong, I love Funko Pops. I tried to not collect too many, but I did get me a Namor because that's also a pretty boy. But also look at him. Look at him. Can you see him? That is a really cool Funko. Like, coming out of the waves, he's got the little wings on his feet. I kind of don't want to take him out of the package. I want to display him, but should I get a second one? I'll never sell it. I'll take it out of the package. But yeah, there were just too many booths there selling Funko Pops. It was kind of disheartening. And all of the Pops they were selling were $5 to $15 more than I've seen them at comic book shops and online. I'm not sure what the motivation behind that was, but there also weren't many like exclusive Funkos that they were selling. Like most of them were just, if you're watching the release dates and everything, you just pre-order it on Amazon or from whatever website you're ordering from, and you get it. And maybe once every few times the box comes damaged or whatever, but like most of the time they come absolutely perfect, because they open up the supply box, drop it in the shipping box for you, and off it goes. So it was really weird to not see those hard to find Funkos. I did. There were like some of the like super expensive Funkos, like there were a lot of Funkos being sold for like, $175, $80, stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool if, you had one of those them $30 Funkos, or you had some no Doctor Who Funkos. It was annoying. And I also didn't see any like people Funkos, like icons. Like I have Vincent Price and Elvira. Like I would have loved to have found something like oh gosh, who's the guy that did Pink Flamingo? Why can't I think of his name right now? Oh, that's gonna drive me insane. I'm not even gonna look it up right now. I mean, somebody can comment and tell me how stupid I am that I can't. Waters. There we go. Like it would have been cool to see his Funko out in the world. Or like I didn't even see the Solar Opposite Funkos. I have all 4 of them so far. I hope they make more. It'd be great if they made more, but didn't see any of those. Didn't really see any Rick and Morty ones or any Star Trek ones. I would have liked to see some of the other Discovery Funkos because I don't have a Saru. I have Michael Burnham because she's awesome. Yeah, so it was disappointing that there were a lot of just stands selling the same cheap pewter jewelry that you get at the Ren Fair, and then Funkos. Like, all right, guys. You know, there were a good number of artists. I did get uh, a print from Jay Lee, the Catwoman playing card one. He signed it, and that was really great. I was able to tell him that his art gave me life, and that I really enjoyed his work, and um, that felt really good to talk to him like that. Just to share, because I'm sure they get like a lot of stuff, but like his art really is amazing. Like it just, yeah, I can't wait to frame that. Um, I met a small um, artist who did stuff like this. Like, isn't that adorable? It's a sticker. And then there was another artist that did Our Flag Means Death cards. Like, look at that. That's Steed and Blackbeard. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah. This artist. Let's see. I have the cards here. Where is she? What is that? Caitlin Like? Yeah. Caitlin, you're awesome. I love your work. The astronaut guy, his info's on my phone somewhere. I don't know. Some of the people had QR codes that you took pictures of, and instead of taking you to a website or something, added to the contacts of your phone. Tiresome. And then there was this panel about women and superhero stuff. Yeah, there's this podcast about that, and Vanessa Hintz, she's the real. Like, you want to check her out. And there were a few other people on there. Dr. J. Scott Jordan, he seemed interesting. Oh wait, is this a card? I think this is it. I don't know. Anyways, this person was really cool too. Yeah. Okay, I'm plugging you guys. And do I have any other cards? Yeah, I didn't really grab a lot of cards or anything. I got some Star Trek Glass Delta Badge studs, those cards, some stickers, a piece of art, a selfie, and just the experience. My girlfriend bought some comic books she was looking for, and she also got some art, and that was her first big convention experience. But okay, enough about the convention, because I do try to keep this going, keep it pop, like you care. Like, I don't even have a listener base right now. I haven't really promoted my stuff very much, because it's mainly just me trying to work it out and figure out what I'm doing. But I think that's going to change real soon. But okay, so now this is where, if I had a sponsor or something, I would plug something. So instead of plugging an actual product, I'll just say, you know what? I really like this stuff. So if you're a rep for Bubbly, I'll talk about this stuff all day. This is the greatest sparkling water ever. Free advertising for you guys. Send me free sparkling water. Yeah. So jobs. Now, pay hasn't kept up with inflation, and because of Ronald Reagan, shit's just gone downhill since the 80s. Like, for whatever reason, we don't tax rich people on the same percentage scale that we tax poor people. That's kind of backwards. trickle down economics doesn't work. It's not a thing. It's pretend. It's wishful thinking. Um, it would just make more sense to not tax the poor so much and tax the rich more. I mean, if you're making, let's say, $100,000 a year, sure, 30%, or whatever, of your 100,000, that sounds a bit excessive. So yeah, that's fine. So just give us 15,000. Drop that in taxes. Make corporations pay taxes. Make them, make the earning limit, you know, like how much people can make at these jobs. It's just criminal that some of these people make like millions of dollars in bonuses and extras and like perks and stuff like that, while the people on the ground floor, more or less, are scraping by. Like it's a completely screwed system that's very much like nobility and serfdom, and it's bullshit. Like, money became kind of a problem when we left the gold standard. I mean, I'm no economist, but I'm pretty sure that's what caused the stock market crash the first time. But the Reaganomics thing really kind of like fucked us all hard. It wasn't fair to anybody. And people who try to defend it just they tend to be rich, or they tend to be stupid. Because there are a lot of poor people who think Republicans are right about everything, and it's like you realize you're poor because of these people. You realize that, right? You realize that you will not earn enough money to save money or to live in any way similar to your grandparents because of these rich people. It's kind of bullshit. Now millennials, your great grandparents, but you know what I'm saying. Like before the 80s, things weren't perfect, but people were making a lot more money comparatively. And also rent is just ridiculous. Landlords and property taxes and and don't get me started on the debt cycle and the pay scale, kind of going hand in hand, like student debt, and then not being able to secure a job that actually pays enough so you can pay off your debt in a timely manner. So you're just kind of paying that for the rest of your life. Like, how does that make sense? That's just, it, if there was universal basic income, you could do that pretty easy if you just tax the rich a little bit, make corporations pay taxes, stop letting people accumulate ridiculous wealth without taxing them. And, some of that money could be put back into, the people. Universal basic income could cover like rent, food, some basic health care. And if people want more than that, then they could like find work. And if they can't work because of a disability or something, they get a little bit extra. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In my experience, most people want to work. It's the rich people who don't want to work. They're the ones that exploit other people. I have yet to hear a story about a rich person who actually became rich by just working hard. Even musicians who have risen to like millionaire, billionaire status, it was more or less leveraging their popularity into loans, and then those loans turn into businesses, and then those businesses turn profitable because of the force of personality. And it hasn't worked for every celebrity, but the ones it has worked for, oh my God. But I mean, they actually have something that's appealing to people, and they leverage that to get loans. They didn't just make it. Like, and don't get me started on the Kardashians. Um, those pieces of shit. All of you suck. Okay? I don't give a fuck. All of you Kardashians suck. And you know who I'm talking about, and I just refuse to say their name, but they suck. They're just gross, and I can't. And also, fuck you, Kanye. All right. Fuck the rich. Let's just slide into that. What is it? Why? Fuck you, rich people. Why is it that people like Bezos, even Bill Gates, who, by all means or all rights, is a very good person. He does donate a lot of money. He does champion a lot of causes, but he could do so much more. Literally, him and Bezos and what's that dude's name? Branson. I don't fucking know or care really. But these people have more money than their great grandkids could ever spend. Like, you would literally have to just burn money, like every second in order to exhaust that wealth. Like each of those people could drop half of their worth into something like education to make it free for literally everybody, or housing for literally everybody. And they would still have more money for their great grandchildren without any problem. It just wouldn't be a problem for them. But for whatever reason, these people need to shell their money into offshore accounts. They need to protect their money. They need to reinvest their money. They need to hold on to their money. And then there's those assholes like Alex Jones who tries to claim that he's poor, but we all know he's not, and he just doesn't want to pay the money to those people. And it's these people who are obnoxiously wealthy that are just gaming the system and making it harder for the rest of us. They take out so much money out of circulation, out of the economy, that it reduces the value of each dollar. Like, again, I'm not an economist, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If nobody's spending it, then it starts losing value, right? Okay, anyways, correct me down below, but, blow me. I don't care. It's more or less right, even though it's not. But anyways. But yeah, they just take all the money out of circulation, out of use. And it's not trickling down, Ron. I mean, you're dead now. Fuck you. But it's not trickling down, Bush Senior and Junior. It's not. Mitch McConnell, could you please just leave politics? You old, gross fuck. Yeah, it would solve so many problems for just people in general if the obnoxiously rich, the people who have more money than, hours in their life, it sounds ridiculous, but it's very true for these people. They could eliminate the problems of the cost of education. They could eliminate the problems of the cost of living. They could actually support universal basic income for the country. Um, you know, they could supplement it, they could do all sorts of things, but they won't and they haven't. You know, how can you trust those people? They'll just sit up on a stage and pretend like they're smart, and they're not. Like fucking, Elon. Elon, I think in the past I thought he was pretty cool because he was like just talking about like all of this sci-fi stuff that he wanted to see being real. But I never heard him talk about details. He always just said, this is what we're going to do. This is what's going to happen. And everybody else told me he was a genius. And I'm like, but he just has money. That doesn't mean he's a genius. His dad had a emerald money, like from slavery. Okay, like he didn't work for his wealth. He just inherited it. Same with like Orange Stalin, who keeps insisting he won the election. Like, he didn't earn anything. He got it from his grandpappy and his pappy. Yeah, those racist fucks. Like, and then he just gamed the system. Like, he'd start a business, he'd fail, he'd file bankruptcy, and just move on. Like, he's the least effective businessman. But yeah, okay. Fuck the rich. I'd say eat the rich, but, you would probably die from like cocaine poisoning because I'm pretty sure a lot of these people like eat cocaine steaks. Like they have the money. They could just buy a new heart. They could buy a new heart and kidneys like every year. Like it doesn't fucking matter to them. Like just think about it. Like I'm pretty sure Bezos and Bill Gates have access to a like catalog of organs that they could order at any time. They're like, my dick hurts. They just open up the catalog and order a new one. I mean, you would think that some of these people would have to order a new dick anyways because they just act like little dick fools. I mean, they do. But I'm a non-binary trans femme. I don't really give a fuck about dick size, but I guarantee you my dick's bigger than theirs. Try me, Bezos. Come on. Come over. We'll measure them. Yeah, I'm not trying to be gross here. I'm this show is just about me ranting about stuff, and I was supposed to have a co-host, and he's sick, so next week. I told him next week, and if he doesn't show up next week, I'm just gonna find somebody else. I could get my girlfriend on here. Yeah, put her on the spot. That'd be so cool. She's gonna listen to this, and I'm gonna be in so much trouble. All right. What's the last thing we should talk about? Random facts. That's right. Random facts. So I got this blush palette. It has 4 different hues on it, and I really thought the darker blushes would look great on me because I'm like I don't want to look like candy floss is on my face, right? Nope. I need to go for the pink. Like it also needs to sparkle a little bit. I kind of like that. It makes me really happy. Also, my eyeshadow is pink and sparkly. Actually, it's kind of a purplish pink and sparkly. I didn't think I would like that, really. And I'm not wearing any lipstick right now. Honestly, I forgot before I started. But I have lip stains. Lipstick, I tend to just eat it off my lips. I've met a lot of girls and a lot of femmes who, they have this habit of licking their lips or biting their lips or just absently touching their lips so much that anything that's on there just goes away. It takes a lot of awareness to not do that. Like it's, I know people who are so disciplined that they could just put on, that like matte lipstick, you know, and it's perfect all night long. I don't know how they got themselves trained like that, but I never see these people touch up. They're never they're never like, looking a little faded and then come back with it perfect. It just always looks perfect. Like, how do you do that? That is just a skill. That is just a skill. Goodness. I can't really think of anything else. This feels like a pretty short episode so far. What other facts could I talk about? Oh, my neck. I said earlier that I got neck surgery for reasons. Well, if you're watching the video, you can kind of see here that the Adam's apple that used to be on my neck is significantly reduced, almost gone. It was causing a bit of dysphoria. The procedure, one day I woke up in the bed. They're like, you can stay here as long as you want, to recover, wake up, and then you can go home. It was maybe 3 minutes after I regained consciousness and they checked all my vitals and everything. I was like, yep, let's go. I wanted to leave. I wanted to come home. I wanted to relax. It was, it was my neck, and I still feel a little self-conscious about it. It's still healing. It's still pretty obvious to me, but I super love that the sharp, large ball that used to be in my neck is now gone. So happy. If you don't know, trans people will often talk about gender euphoria. There are times I look at myself and my neck doesn't look, so manly anymore, and I'm like, euphoria. But not the TV show with the kids doing drugs. I don't know why I just did that, but it is euphoric to have the outside of your being be more in line with how you feel you fit in society and the world in general. And if there was time travel, I would just go back and tell small me, go on the hormone blockers until you reach the age where they'll let you start taking estrogen, because you don't want to look like a boy. I mean, I never did. I kind of just always knew I was like something else. Not fully female, but definitely not a boy, non-binary. I'm in between. There's a lot of us that, we're dissatisfied with the binary representation of humanity. We're not binary creatures. We're not. We're absolutely not. Sure, we have 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 sets of fingers, two thumbs. But that's not everything in the world, Also, there are imperfections, so they're not exactly the same. So, like, have you ever looked at where your your 2 front teeth, do they line up with your nose? Go to the mirror, look. Is your nose actually straight? Nope. Did I just ruin your day? I think I might have. I'm so sorry. If this gives anybody anxiety, I am so sorry. But also, I'm not sorry because you should have known. But anyways, yeah, I think that's it. Um, Picard season 3, amazing. Got the girlfriend started on Discovery. She's loving it. Excited for Strange New World season 2. Uh, I just love all the new Star Trek stuff. I'm really excited to see if we'll ever get any love for Voyager and Deep Space Nine when it comes to like a feature of some kind, because it would be great to like really revisit Deep Space Nine, and not just on Lower Decks, which awesome, by the way. Like, of course, Quark is stealing shit from the other quadrant. It was just a fantastic episode, and I'm looking forward to the Lower Deck Strange New Worlds crossover episode. Anson Mount and Ethan Peck talked about how wonderful that was, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. I am thinking it's going to be a holodeck thing, because you know, that's the kind of stuff they you know, Boimler and Mariner would get into. They would probably get into an argument about something with Pike and Spock, or time travel, because Star Trek and time travel are as synonymous as Doctor Who and time travel. I mean, it is. I think the only other thing that is as common in Star Trek is dimension hopping. Alternate timelines, parallel universes, all that stuff. I love Star Trek for that. Okay, I think we're done with this episode. So, I am so stupid. You stupid. Yeah, okay, anyways. My name's been Avon. You can find more information about me at nailsthatglow.com. All the projects that I do, updates, my nightly blog is there. There's even a link to my new Mastodon private page and kind of promotional page, Eldritch Cafe, Nails That Glow, and Mastodon Social, Nails That Glow. Just go to nailsthatglow.com, the About page. You'll see 2 large banners under social networks. Also, my YouTube channels, First Drafts at Glow, Abstractions at Glow, are both on YouTube under those titles, with the little @ symbol. And the links on the Bluebird site, I'm just kind of abandoning those. I'm going to leave them up so there are links to my website, but that is all they're going to be used for, because that site just isn't useful anymore. And I haven't really used Ko-Fi. If you're wondering about that just it seemed interesting and it seemed useful at first, but it's not my jam. I can see why people use it and what they get out of it, but it's not useful for me. I don't have that kind of focus. I just want to create my content, put it out there. If you like it, great. Like and subscribe. If you want to send me a few bucks, Venmo, Cash App, both, Nails That Glow. Because, I'm not monetizing these. I don't have any sponsors, and I don't have any ads turned on. So any ads you hear before or after my shows totally goes to the platform and not me. So if you like hearing me just kind of ramble on about stuff, and you want me to entice, other guests, and I don't know, maybe up my production, because I had to throw this up, if you're watching the video, pretty fast, and it's not ideal. But I think I'll figure out something better. I just really wanted to do a new show. But also, yeah, just look forward to First Drafts That Glow soon. I'm going to do this show weekly, come hell or high water. So check back next week for Abstractions That Glow. And, I love you. Abstractions That Glow. Produced, recorded, and starring Avon. For more information, please contact us at firstdraftsthatglow@gmail.com. Also visit our website at nailsthatglow.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.